Previously on Starting Uber, Iyanla told everyone they had to work together to get an old, dirty car in running order, but Lou refused.
I will not go inside this car. Now, will refuse, and I don't care what you turn it into. I'm not touching that muck.
She explained the car represented how he dealt with life. It was clear he was fine when things were easy, but wanted out when life got messy. And Iyanla gave him an ultimatum.
They need to clean this car or they need to pack their bags.
One house.
I need a second chance.
Women from all walks of life. Striving. Bonding. Reinventing themselves.
This house changed my life.
Starting over. Life has never been this real.
I will not go inside this car, this physical car with this physical nastiness, and touch it with my hands. I don't care how they feel. If this will take me out of this beautiful thing that I'm in by refusing to physically get in this car and that muck.
They need to clean this car, they need to pack their bags. That's my position. They need to clean this car or they need to pack their bags. Now that's where I'm at.
I'm just not sympathizing. I cannot understand the position that Lou is taking.
Jen, did you want to say something to Lou?
No, I mean, no. I would do it if I was forced, but it'll shut me down.
Nothing is going to make me pack it up and go home. So when I heard that, my attempt to sort of stand beside Louie was over. I wasn't supporting him anymore, and I think he felt that immediately.
Oh, okay.
I can't control what Lou's going to do. It's
Okay,
his decision.
Okay, all right.
Okay, all right.
Okay, well then there you have it. My position's changed right here and now. I don't need gloves. I don't need anything. I'll have all that out of there in 5 minutes. Get me what I need.
There you go.
Whatever. Oh my God, this is a breakthrough.
1 minute Lou is throwing a temper tantrum about cleaning the car, and the next minute he wants to clean the car all by himself. Well, Lou is a loose cannon, and I'm wondering if this really is the end of the problem. One thing I know for sure is that if Lou does not complete this assignment, then he will be asked to leave the Starting Over house.
That's the attitude, Lou.
Do whatever it takes to get it done, Lou.
What a drag. I'm clean today. I feel as though I'm already getting it. This is all such a breeze. I kind of hate it. I have to make the effort to get the car in good working order so we can take a trip. It's the symbol, it's the process. I still don't want to do it.
I got all the garbage out already.
Stuff, yeah. Lou.
That sounds like it was the easiest task.
It was all an easy task. It was a unnecessary one that I will stay a little angry about it. I hope for an epiphany, I do.
You hope for an epiphany?
Sure, I want all that good that I've been getting. I want more. I'm totally open to this doing. I'm so down with losing my frown.
What do you think?
The garbage and the crap, it's really deep down inside, and it's there, and I don't think they think it's like something they have to deal with, and it is. They really do have to get the garbage out.
Troy, what do you think about all this mess?
Let's say he did give up and he's sitting at home thinking about us still here. He'll kick himself for the rest of his life.
I don't think he should leave. I don't think that's a battle worth fighting.
So, boys, one of the things about a relationship is you have to stay balanced. Okay, you have to stay balanced and you have to take care of yourself. So I want you to call it quits, get in your clothes, get in your group outfit. We're gonna have a little group exercise.
What was your deal with it? Why were you tripping so bad about it?
Dude, see, that's just it. I wasn't. I just made a decision that I appreciate this exercise, but why do you have to actually put me in garbage? I know that the ugliest in the car is the ugliest in the relationship. I knew that before getting dirty. I didn't need it to be taken that far. To me, y'all are a bunch of sheep. I'm thinking, Okay, fine. If y'all are all willing to do that.
Got something to show you. I have a great surprise for a lucky couple. An opportunity that's not been available to them since coming to the Starting Over house. Well, let's see who's willing to fight for it. Come on in, gang! Come on in! All of us?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ah, a little champagne.
That is cozy.
This is the prize. We are going to be participating as couples in an exercise right after we leave here. And whichever couple wins, they win a night alone.
I really want to win because it would be nice to have a whole night of just being held because that's what I need. That's a huge prize. That's great.
Got some champagne, got some strawberries, 2 glasses, beautiful candles.
As we're looking at the room, I definitely want to win the alone time with her. I really want to work on us as far as our intimacy level.
How many people want to win? All right, let the competition begin. So let me just show you what you're going to be doing on this obstacle course. You're going to be moving through the tires. Everybody knows this one, yes? Moving through the tires. Then you're going to crawl underneath the tarp. You're going to bounce right here, climb over. Then you're digging in these buckets, looking for a flag. And last but not least, notice the arrows? Can everybody follow arrows? Oh, this is easy, isn't it, gang? Simple, Simons. So simple. Finish line. It's not going to be quite that easy.
I have an idea. They're gonna tie us together or something.
So that's correct, Jen. We're going to tie you together. I'm tying the couples together to force them to realize, do they cooperate or do they fight when they have to join together, become a team to win? 2 of your legs are going to be tied together, so you are going to have 3 legs. Next.
Yay, we can pummel each other.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
I am going to be timing every time you get hit. 5 seconds is added to your score. The couple that's going to town can protect themselves. So you have an opportunity to either get hit and lose 5 seconds, or protect yourself and keep your seconds on time. Whoever gets through it faster wins the night alone.
We got this.
Cooperate, communicate.
Looks a little difficult. This will be great for me and my husband to get because we really need some alone time, and I would love to be able to sleep with my husband.
Deep breath.
We're stuck in the tires.
7, 8. I'm in pain.
My ankle was being bound by this rope. I'm in pain.
Come on, stick with
Cheryl,
me.
are you okay?
No, it hurts.
There you go. That's the one.
Baby steps. There you go. It's not easy.
Get that off me.
Okay, Cheryl, when did you know it was hurting?
Probably the second tire.
You never asked for help, and you never asked me to stop the clock.
Yeah.
So what does that tell me? What does that tell you about you? Don't look at him.
But I can't ask for help.
Yes. So how often do you push through the pain, Cheryl?
All the time.
How often do you push through the pain emotionally?
All the time.
All the time. Now, did you notice Lou and Jen didn't fire a shot? Why didn't they fire a shot? Because they could see you were in pain and that you needed support. They were doing what they could to help because you wouldn't help yourself.
This exercise is not done for me what you were all trying to. You missed the mark.
You'll never get the meaning of this exercise because you've made up your mind that you won't get it.
I'm inappropriate and I'm backstabbing because I don't know what I'm doing.
Coming in 9 days.
3. Oh, try.
Go.
I got 6. I got 6 hits. Oh! Come on, come on! Come on, come on, hurry! Hurry! What'd you do?
Nothing.
We're almost there. We're almost there.
Okay. How do you feel you guys did?
I felt very supported and respected, and you communicated well with me, and I really felt safe. Thank you.
Good job.
I think we did an excellent job. It was about us doing it as a team and him protecting me. I didn't even see it as us winning. It was about doing it together.
Go! If you have to get close, you have to get close. Ooh, you just missed them. Just missed them. They have avoided all balls up until now. Ooh, definitely. 2. 4. Move it, just move it.
That hit him in the
Come
leg.
on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Pick up the pace. Yes! All right. Wait, hold on. Oh!
We really did not work together well as a team at all. We kind of just did our own thing and totally worked against each other. It says a lot. This obstacle course really did show us that this is exactly what we do in our relationship.
Oh, man.
That was terrible.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
Why was it terrible?
We weren't feeling each other.
Yeah. You will not be getting alone time tonight. Cheryl and Troy, your time is 2:28. Last of the bunch. What did you learn about yourselves in the process? What did you gain?
Even through pain, we'll just keep going.
You'll keep going. And if somebody asks you if you need help, don't be afraid to take it. Or don't be afraid to ask as well. And the winners of the alone time, the 2 that get to have their special feast tonight with champagne and strawberries, is none other than Lou and Jen. Lou and Jen, what'd you learn?
We learned that we cooperate pretty good when we want to.
I felt us plug in as soon as we started to have the struggles, and really, I tuned into him a lot, and that was nice.
Yeah, I felt that. Thank you.
Yes?
We wanted to give the room to y'all.
Yeah. We didn't want to give up the room because we wanted to go in there and enjoy each other for a little while, but it suddenly occurred to us that we don't like sleeping together anyway, so it only made sense.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Cheryl and Troy, it sounds like Jen and Lou are giving you the gift of alone time tonight.
My feeling is if anyone needed the room tonight, it would be Lou and Jennifer. They've had a really hard day. They could use a little alone time to just really sort it out and talk about it. I'm really surprised that they let Troy and I take the room, but they offered it to us.
Did you like it? Yeah. It was fun? Yeah. Enjoy yourselves? A little bit different? Yeah.
As I'm witnessing Jen and Lou give their alone time prize to Cheryl and Troy, is it really because they're being generous, or is it something else? Do they really want to be together, or not?
Well, I'm going to go down to the room and
Okay.
I'll meet you there.
All right. I'll be there. The room, it means a lot at this point. I really want to spend some time with her.
So I'm always trying to get him to talk dirty.
Really? Mike always tries to get me to talk dirty, and I don't.
Well, he won't do it. He's not comfortable with it.
He doesn't seem like he would be.
Troy and I never do anything like this. We don't have romantic evenings. I wish we did, but we don't.
I don't know. Just starting over?
Starting over, Troy and I don't know.
What happened?
Louis.
What happened with you today? How were you feeling?
I'm real open to something more happening with the conclusion of the car thing, but I will say that for me, the car thing is bull, and I have not gotten anything yet that I didn't have before going into it. And the only reason why I did the car thing was because I do not want to leave.
Lou's a rock singer and he gets up on stage and can put on a show, and I think he does that in his everyday life. And I think deep down he knows exactly what he's doing by putting on that show.
I just really felt strongly that I'd made a decision that I wanted to make a boundary. I mean, I can think of a lot of things I'd be willing to do. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, that was not the way to get through to me.
I don't think I got enough sleep last night.
Yeah, he really did. He came in just bragging.
He did not.
It was subtle. It was.
Oh, you did?
No. And Simon asked, what was it rated?
Oh.
And he goes, was it G? I said, no.
G? Is it ever G? I mean. So we started out being all sweet, but we don't know how to do the other part sweet.
You don't think the other part is sweet in its savagery?
I thought it was intimate myself.
I didn't think it was when we finally started doing
it. What has happened? What are y'all doing?
We got the garbage out the inside. We just need to finish getting there's a little
We got the garbage out of the inside?
Lou
did it.
Mr. Lou took the trash out of the inside, working on the inner parts now. Hey, Mr. Lou?
Of the car.
Not, well, it's a metaphor.
I know that.
What did you learn? What did you learn?
Okay, well here's something pertinent. I learned that I tried to make a manly, set a manly boundary whenever it came down to get the out or get the in. I'm willing to get murky and crazy and ruthless and whatever with her. I'm trying to set a literal boundary that I'm saying that I don't feel like I want to get in there and actually touch that nastiness. I felt misunderstood and it was a real drag. And so for my first second, I thought, this is it. I'm gonna have to take what I've learned and do the best with it. And while I'm in that mode, it occurs to me that I can't do that. I can't leave. So leaving's not an option. So then it's about get out of my way. Give me a trash can, give me whatever. I'm gonna have that out of there quick. Right now, this exercise has not done for me what you were all trying to. It doesn't hold a candle to any of the other ones so far. I feel like on this one, you missed the mark with me.
Well, thank you for sharing. And what I want to offer you is you'll never get the meaning of this exercise because you've made up your mind that you won't get it.
Okay.
I want you to know that you were very well understood yesterday. You took a position. You took a position. And then you were victimized when you weren't able to keep your position. But what I want to offer you, Mr. Lou, is that was an inappropriate position to take. And the reason it's inappropriate is because you continue to separate the essence of this exercise from the essence of why you're here. This car is you. It's you. And the way you handle this exercise is the way you handle yourself. Choose to believe it or choose not to believe it. But that happens to be the truth. Is there something you wanted to share, Jen?
Yeah, I have a brief. This morning I just woke up and realized that I think for me, the way I can connect this to our marriage is that once the new dirt was added and the new yuckiness was added, he stood here and just kind of, to me in a more childlike way, tantrumish. I'm not doing that. I'm not touching that.
Well, it's yucky when you say that you still seek your parents' approval. It's yucky when you say that your father has a bigger place in your heart and mind than your husband. It's yucky when you have to pay all the bills or do all the yucky stuff in your... That car is you. And there's some stuff in there, some yucky stuff that needs to be cleaned out. And what creates the challenge is not the yuck, it's the resistance to the yuck. It is your resistance to doing the hard things that makes them harder. When you are really in a cooperative community, whether it's your marriage or your family or this, never ask anyone to do what you yourself wouldn't do. And if there's anything you say you wouldn't do, baby, that's where your healing is. Jennifer and Lou are in the starting over house because neither one of them wants to do the dirty work and neither one of them wants to clean up their own mess. That spells resistance. In the starting over house, resistance is a dirty word, and I'm not sure that Lou and Jennifer will make it through their resistance. So, we have to get this car finished. It means you have an hour. I'm going to set my stopwatch and let the games begin. 1 minute down, 2 minutes down.
Except for the door's closed. You know what I'm saying?
And where, pray tell, is the key?
Keys are most likely on the inside of the door where we've been leaving them. I can't imagine why these doors are shut and locked.
Well, I'll be damned. This is very interesting. This says to me that there's something locked up on the inside.
There is something
well,
locked
I'll
up
be
on
damned.
the inside.
Praise the Lord, hallelujah.
Hey, guess what, community? The keys are locked on the inside of the car.
I know that we're coming up short. Your check was just small. I'm the one coming up with creative ideas.
You're just chock full of... You have no respect for me. Obviously, this car does not have a second set of keys.
So we got 2 minutes, 10 seconds down.
You can't make it.
And the keys are locked on the inside.
I can do it with a hanger through the door, usually.
Okay, so that's a good idea. But,
you get it?
Can you pull out the door? Get the lock, dude. There you
right
go.
on. Good job, baby. Good job.
Good job, Mike.
All right, stand aside.
What is that noise?
Sounds like...
Might have a loose cable.
Sounds like us.
Don't keep trying to stop. Could be the battery. It's gonna look good, but it's gonna be broken still.
Have jumper cables?
I'd be having more fun if I had tools.
All right. Go in.
Let's lock the car.
Yeah.
Who's got the keys?
The keys are right here.
Lou's not letting go of those.
Good work, everybody.
I think our marriage is looking much better than it was before we started.
Still gonna take a lot of work.
Yeah, but you're never done.
You're never done.
Did you get anything more from that today?
Did I shrug it off? That by not going into the murk, it means somebody has to, and it falls on you.
I think you wasted a lot of energy, a huge amount of energy on it. That would wear me out.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that it turned into that.
I just think the exercises are important because that one where they made me blindfold him and stuff, if I had been resistant at the beginning of that and never even gotten to that point, I wouldn't have had that visual because, again, we're not done. We don't know what's going to happen. And that visual of you standing there blindfolded with your stuff behind your back, I'm never going to forget that.
Hello. It's good to be a couple, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Tonight will be your first board of review. A board of review is where you will be graded by Yanla and myself, right here in the sanctuary.
I definitely think I'm getting called up to board of review tonight. I'm letting my fear really cloud my thoughts and everything right now.
Board of review is taken very, very seriously. If anyone gets a C, you will be asked to leave.
I am completely not nervous. I know that I am free at this point. I know that I'm in touch with what they've been trying to get me in touch with.
Your partner then will have an opportunity to decide for themselves if they will stay or leave. So just because one person's asked to leave doesn't mean the couple needs to leave.
Louis being flippant about the exercises and maybe a little rebellious and childlike in his behavior, it makes me concerned that he's going to be asked to leave.
Obviously, there are a few of you that are going to be graded tonight, so be prepared to justify your progress.
I know that I'm going to be called up for the board review. I'm a work in progress. There's still a lot of things that I do need to correct.
We grade on attitude, on completion, on your overall participation, what you've gained, what you've learned. So there are lots of things to think about. Any other questions? Well, one of the big ways that we have to learn to cooperate as couples is in the area of finance. What are the challenges that you have as couples to cooperate regarding your money?
Our bills always seem to be more than our income. His income is very volatile. He doesn't just have like a set income, and so it's very stressful each month to try to even run a budget. And we don't share that stress load. I find that I feel very stressed if we're not making ends meet.
So you're in charge of the money, okay? Casey?
I'm in charge of the money.
Casey, you're in charge of the money. Cheryl and Troy, who's in charge of the money?
She is.
Cheryl's in charge of the money. So anybody want help with their finances? Anybody? Okay. Well, I have help on the way. Come on in, Lynn.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. I've invited Lynette Calfani to come and meet with the couples. She is an expert at working with two people in love about money, and that definitely is a hot button for everyone.
I'm known as the money coach, and frankly, I really want to start off by telling each one of you that you can really improve your marriage in a lot of ways by actually improving your finances. 70% of all couples that divorce cite financial strife as a cause of the breakup, and you definitely don't want that to happen to you. What about the two of you? What would you say is your biggest financial challenge?
It's like I feel like I got to remember all these different dates and all these different, there's gas, there's water, there's cable, there's Sprint, and then I forget one, and then I get a late charge, and then it's...
One of the things you might consider doing is setting up automatic bill payment processes. And so you schedule it so that 5 days before the due date, it automatically gets deducted out of your paycheck. And for you too?
Well, I do the money, so I'll just speak.
He should speak too. I mean, now do you see with the dynamic that happens? And this is not a criticism or a put down, but she said, I do the money, so I'll speak. Now, subtly, it's created a sort of power dynamic in your relationship. You're like, this is my area. This is something that I handle.
I have that.
You know, and so he goes, okay, he goes along with it and just goes, okay, and just is quiet about it. And it's like, thanks, baby, you handle that, you know.
Well, he needs to pay attention, though.
Yeah, he needs to pay attention, but he needs to participate as well. What would you love to have happen in your future financially? What would give you peace of mind?
I think that my biggest thing is I think that we need to get life insurance in place, which we do not have.
Either of you have life insurance?
We have the life insurance from our job, but it's only $10,000.
This is a biggie, you guys. I gotta tell you, if you have kids, and the three of you married couples, you have kids, the American Council on Life Insurance recommends that you should get anywhere from 5 to 7 times your annual income in life insurance. So let's say your income is $50,000 a year, you should have at least $250,000 in life insurance.
It seems like you would have to be a millionaire to be able to
Absolutely not.
Put money away for the child's fund, the life insurance, and house insurance.
She's raising a good question, which is, how can you get by basically on the income that you have, right? The person who's making $40,000 says, if I just made $75,000, everything would be okay. Then they get to 75, they say, oh, if I made just $100,000, if I had a 6-figure income. Trust me when I say that it's really more about managing what you do have and about learning to be a smart consumer and learning how to save and live within your means. It's really that simple.
If they decide that because of this exercise, maybe I've pushed a button big enough to get a C, I can't imagine that. And I would be truly disappointed.
So I would be really surprised that you've earned your way out of the house at this point.
I would be disappointed then.
But I just don't, I'm not going to try to,
failed me
I'm not going
if
to try
they
to predict
kicked
it.
me out
I think that Lou needs to really be cautious about disrespecting an exercise or disrespecting a life coach, because it makes me concerned that he's going to be asked to leave.
Back away from the car. Time's up. Have the couples been able to fix the car? Will they be able to fix their relationships? Well, let's just see. So I'm to understand now that this car is as cleaned up as your life is, hey? I'll do my internal inspection first, because you know life happens from the inside to the outside. Well, my, what do you know? The car won't start. Will somebody please tell me that y'all didn't spend all this time cleaning a car that won't go nowhere? I guess that means that y'all didn't complete your assignment. So how's this a reflection of how you run your life? Lots of time polishing up, sprucing up, vacuuming out. We misdiagnosed the problem. So that means we're working on one thing, and the real problem, we don't even address it at all. Now, unfortunately, when there's something that needs to be done and it doesn't get done, there's a consequence. Tonight's Board of Review should be very, very interesting. When I consider that these couples continued to wash and polish a car that wasn't going anywhere, that couldn't go anywhere, I say to myself, how telling. So if this car represents you or your relationship, and what needed to happen didn't happen, what's the consequence? I'll leave you with that.
What are you guys feeling about Board of Review? I don't know what I would say. I honestly can't say one thing I'm doing well.
Really? I see you doing well.
I don't. I'm not sure what's going to happen at the Board of Review tonight. I am personally scared that I'm going to get called up there and they're going to give me a C and I'm going to be asked to be sent home.
You know, you just kind of dog yourself. You know, you don't give yourself credit when you might be deserving of it because you just always seem to insult yourself.
I don't know why I do that. I totally doubt myself and all the time, even in coming here, I was
I do too. We all have those same issues.
I felt the same way. Was I enough?
Yeah.
And it's also because of it's always been focused on the outer.
Rhonda said, image did not feed me as a child, and I'm searching for substance, and I really am, and I feel like I'm searching, I'm not finding anything, and I think that's why I don't have any confidence in myself. I just don't.
I really identify with Jacqueline. I see her struggling with her experience with Mike and his infidelity and her rape, and I feel her pain.
Honestly, this is how horrible I feel about myself. If I were to get into a car accident today and my face was ruined, I was burned or something, I seriously would feel like I have nothing.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
I brought Dr. Stan with me, and we are going to break up into men and women.
Have fun, ladies.
Right? Thank you.
I'm meeting with the women today to help them understand how their financial issues are really plaguing their relationships and to give them some tools to begin to solve their financial problems. This session's really about the emotional component about money, because money is a really emotional subject for couples. It's probably the primary reason that people have conflict, and it doesn't go away. Money brings up issues because it's tied to our family of origin. It's tied to our sense of self-esteem. It's tied to how we perceive our partners.
I think dealing with money issues, it's just so sensitive. Because you're not just talking about right now your intellect mind, your intellect, your education, but it's all the emotional stuff underneath.
I was the baby, and I think by the time that I came along, my parents were finally starting to have some success and had money and just kind of embellished me a lot, and all my value is based on if I've got money and my car's washed and I have new clothes, then I feel good about myself, and if not, then it starts to affect my esteem.
Money, it's paramount. It goes above sex. It goes above everything. To be able to wipe that one off our plate would make this kind of process 100% easier.
Do we become resentful of our partners who make more money, who don't share the anxiety? Do we have resentments about that?
I do. I have resentment for the fact that I've worked so hard in my life and career and education, and I still don't make half of what he makes, and he's never been to college. You know, that pisses me off a little bit.
And what was the main message you heard about money?
I think I felt like love was being bought with it, you know?
So what I'm hearing is money buys love.
Yeah. It's aggravating to me to see.
But also I've heard Cheryl talk a lot about you're the good time dad.
I am.
Going to ATV, going to all the fun stuff. Money buys love.
Can you really tell your men how you feel about what's going on financially in your relationship?
I project my fears and anxieties about money onto the fact that, oh, well, if I had, you know, maybe if I was with somebody else, it wouldn't be that way. I just think you start to negatively associate your spouse with your money stresses, even though it's not fair for me to do that because I don't think that Louie's the problem.
Is there a part of you that's resentful of the situation? Being married. You can love somebody, want to stay with them, totally adore them, and part of you is like, you know what, I'm really resentful.
There's no clean way to say this. Before starting over in the last bunch of years, it's like Jennifer was the catalyst that gave me my first awakening. And I've grown to a point to where I no longer need her the way I originally did. It's thrown her in a tailspin because she doesn't know what to do with me since I don't need her anymore in those ways. If I were then who I am now,
yes,
I wouldn't have chosen her.
To learn how you could be the next starting over housemate, call our casting hotline at 1-888-633-8149 or visit startingovertv.com.
So are you settling with Jen?
Hell no. No, I'm reaching high with Jen.
Okay,
because
so
I want the commitment, I want the work, I want to face it all, and there's nobody better that I could do it with.
A lot of what happens here goes to your ability to actually resolve the financial conflict. So when it comes to finances, the best thing to do is to first really figure out what's the problem. And sometimes when you have a financial conflict, it has nothing to do with the money at all. Is when a money conflict comes up, sit down and try to define the problem. Is it really about money? I'm going to argue with you over and over again. You'll hear me say this. If you want to solve the problem, you will solve it. If you don't want to solve it, however, you need to be honest about it and say, it's not a problem I want to solve. I'm not ready, or I don't want to, or I don't see the advantages of it. So these are questions that you're going to be talking about with your spouses. Okay? All right, so I will see you guys later. Thank you.
Good work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go ahead. I think the biggest step that I need to take to help Jacqueline now is just going to be to listen to her and be there for her support when she needs it.
I just doubt myself so much.
I'm so proud of you.
What are you proud of? I haven't done anything.
Look what we've done.
Look what you've done. I haven't done anything. It's all you. Right now, I am really feeling like I want to go home. I feel like leaving the board of review tonight, I feel like my greatest fear is coming true, and I just want to run and hide.
Come here. Let it out.
I am ready to meet with Lou and Jen, hopefully to help them tear down a few walls and face each other when it comes to finances. So what is your problem with finances?
Well, I think my main problem with finances is that I overspend. But then the second thing is asking for you to take on some of the grunt work of getting the bills paid.
Lou, what do you think the problem is?
We can't determine our means because my money is volatile. You want to be able to build the budget. I don't want you to even think about spending until I've handed you what you can spend.
We have this all the time and it just infuriates me. And that's your part?
No, I'm just trying to talk. Bring it, get
Since your
fear.
income is volatile and you want me to wait till you give it to me, How can I run a budget if the projection is 0?
I always average about the same amount of money every month. I feel like I'm doing all I can. I feel like I pour it on up there. I spend nothing, and I try to be better at it all the time.
I think that I am the one trying to more hustle and stuff because I know what the numbers are. I know that we're coming up short, your check was just small, whatever. And I think that I'm the one coming up with creative ideas and thinking of ways to.
Hate it.
I do too.
Hate you stepping on my
I
toes
totally
to
agree.
You have no respect for me. No wonder I can't find out a reason to give you this bracelet.
What bracelet?
My respect bracelet that's in my pocket instead of on your wrist.
What's the problem? Maybe it has nothing to do with money, and maybe money is just where the problem's showing up.
Why don't you trust me?
Because you're not trustworthy to me. Because you have done things in our history to make me feel that I can't trust you. Money, our relationship, whether you're going to be honest with me.
I'm feeling like you're just chock full of
Okay.
Do you want me to have like a serious conversation with you? Yes. The fact that you babysit your husband regarding his work is embarrassing and shameful.
I know.
No, you don't know.
I hate it all the time at work.
No, you don't know, because you do it. You're killing him. No, you're killing him. You're taking his juice.
Like, I got so much juice and you steal it.
Yeah.
I mean, you kill my juice. I love you for everything you do, but I hate you for that.
Next on Starting Over, don't miss the most explosive board of review yet.
He was in the chat room. You were in another man's bed. How dare you point to him and say, do you know what he did?
Jacqueline faces the most difficult question of her life.
I wish I had an answer, but I don't know.
And what happens next could be more than she can handle.
Is it time for Jacqueline to go?
It's an unbelievable hour you won't want to miss.